Hello, bonjour. Today I want to show you my technique for painting backgrounds, especially the patterns and the motif, the things that repeat in perspective and they take a long time to paint. So here is my technique for saving time. Let's get started. So I prepared this demo file and as you can see I have my character here on another layer, and we have in background a wall that is in perspective and that would merit some bricks patterns. So it's perfect for testing this tutorial. I will just start with creating a new document. I will pick a custom document here, a 512 by 512, and a RGB document in 8 byte, and with this profile sRGB TRC. It's the default, it shouldn't be a problem. So press create and then you will get this nice square canvas, and we will fill it with a neutral RGB gray. So it's a gray that is around here, but it's more precise to pick in the top toolbar here the little color tool and enter manually the perfect neutral gray. So 127, 127, and 127. Once you have this color, press OK and go to Edit, Fill with foreground color. So to paint our textures, what I will do is I will enter into the wrap mode. So the wrap mode recently had a new icon in the top toolbar here, but you can go to View also and activate it with the wraparound mode here. So once you have done that, you can start to paint. I will create a new layer and I will pick a preset. It's a charcoal rock soft, but just with the curve tweaked for my tablet. And I will start to paint my pattern, and with this mode you can see that I can make some texture. So maybe I'm going back with Undo, maybe I want more bricks, and I will just paint this way, and then maybe this size of bricks, and because I have 3, I will offset here so everything looks not aligned. I will pick a bit of gray with Control and the color picker, and I will just roundish my bricks because I want a more natural effect and also a sort of more 3D effect for the bricks. And I will also pick some white color, create a new layer, and I will start to just shade a bit, 1 or 2, to make it pop up a bit. So once you are happy with your texture, you might want to save it. File, save as. I will call it demo tile, probably 2.kra, save it, and I will deactivate the wrap around mode, like this. So this is our pattern. I want this to be flat, so I will go to Layer and Flatten Image here. And now I want to get this picture, but with a lot of teal, like it was with the wraparound mode, but this is not a picture, this is like a preview, and I want to transform this into a picture. So to do that, I will start by enlarging my texture. I'm going to Image, Scale Image to the new size, and I have my size 512 here and 512, but I want it to be bigger. So I will just multiply that, and you can enter mathematical expression in this box. It's very convenient, by 7, for example, and here by 7 too. And so I will get a very large picture, 3000 by 3500 pixel, like this. So we have our texture very blurry, and now I want to fit that to Gimmick. So to open Gimmick, I'm going to filter, start Gimmick Qt. If you don't have this option, you might need to install the Gimmick plugin to your Krita. Please refer to the documentation, and if you don't know how or where to access the documentation, just press the F1 key on your keyboard once you are in Krita, and it will open your web browser with the Krita documentation. So start Gimmick Qt, and you have here the Gimmick dialog. And I will just search, maybe this bar will be in the center for you, but this is just a customization of interface on my side. And I will search for array. And I want the regular array. So this filter just duplicates the texture you have in as many number, and by default is by 2 and 2. So I want just to go back now by 7 and by 7. And now I have a good brick wall, but that might not be enough for our illustration. Maybe I will go to 10 and maybe 10. So this way I'm sure to have a very big wall. So once I'm done, I press OK, and Gimmick will send this to Krita. And now I have a picture that is my texture repeated. So I will pick just a little part of this wall because my wall is horizontal and I just want this part of the texture, and I press Ctrl C. I'm going back to my first scene. In this scene, I will activate the perspective grid so I can see what I do if I want to align some stuff, and I press Ctrl V, and now I have my texture. So right now I will not tweak a lot the blending mode. I press Ctrl T to scale it down, just to adjust the very basic size compared to the wall, but it's still not in perspective, but I want it to just match the size of the wall. I will reduce the opacity of the layer, and this will ease the adjustment to the perspective of the wall. So after reducing the opacity, I'm doing a transformation, and I'm going to perspective this time. It's a right click when you are in the transformation tool. Perspective. And I can make it match my perspective grid. And because it's 50% opacity, I can see what it will do on the background wall. So here I don't have my guideline, but I have to imagine them like this. And you can see it align with this guideline. So this is pretty good right now. I press Enter to bake the result. And now I want it to merge inside the illustration. So for that, I will use a blending mode, and you can find on the layer here the blending mode soft light. If you haven't this blending mode on your list, it's somewhere. I put it in favorite a long time ago, so maybe in lighten. Yes, it's in the lighten section. And if you check the box here in front, I picked the soft light Photoshop, you will get it into your favorite list. So once you have it, select that, and the soft light is a bit like the overlay blending mode. You have the natural gray that is transparent, and everything that is darker will create some shadow, and everything with brighter will create some highlight. So it's a perfect blending mode for making this type of textures. And once I have this, I only need to cut out the part of the wall that are still in the air. Remember, we had a rectangular texture, so I'm selecting the part that I don't want, that it's a subtle part that overlay here the sky. And after selecting it, I press delete on my keyboard. And now I have this texture that match my illustration. So never leave a texture like this without a little work. I mean, create a paint over layer and just create some irregularities. I will show you. Create a new layer on the top, and you want to break a bit this repetitive aspect. So for more natural result, you pick the color and you create a little scratch here. Maybe this brick have a problem, and maybe, I don't know, I can pick some greens and make a little grass that took the edge of this brick and made some erosion here. But once you do this little touch here and there, I can guarantee that your wall will look like hand painted. So I'm just hiding the perspective so you can see the stroke here is way too strong, but you get the idea. I will launch now a little time lapse to finish it with the detail I would like for one of my illustrations, so you can see. So, I hope you learned something with this video and you will put this technique into your illustration and never be afraid of a wall with a lot of bricks in perspective. That's all for today. Bye bye.